What's good, YouTube? This is Fruit Sun here, and today it is going to be a rant video based on the release of characters and how some of the characters should be balanced or not balanced. And the reason why I'm making this rant video is because the community. But before we get to that, I just want to quick talk about that the reveal of LF Super Baby 2 that has been confirmed and now released. And I did predict that we may actually get an LF Super Baby 2 for this campaign, and behold, we got him. So next week we should be getting an announcement of a Zenkai Awakening. And who may that be? Who knows? Maybe Broly? LF Full Power Broly can finally get a Zenkai Awakening? But we'll see. Now, back to this topic. Now, the reason for this video is because after the release of LF Super Baby 2, the next day, on Twitter, everybody is already downing the unit, saying he suck, he's not good, he's not good enough, he's not broken, he's not toxic. In my head, I was like, Jesus Christ, are we really doing this again? Like, are we actually doing this again? Like, are we really gonna judge a unit based on what he can do, whether he's toxic or broken enough to make PvP unplayable? Like, I said this before in the past, and I said this so many times. People, we cannot, I repeat, cannot expect every new unit on release to be broken. They cannot do that. The only issue with this character is that this is not his meta. One, he's yellow, even though GT needed a new yellow. And two, the meta is run by red units. Super 17 and Beast Gohan. So like, we can't really fault a unit based of that type of weakness. Because even if he's yellow, he still can go type neutral and still defend against a red unit. And that's something people are just don't seem to understand, that for a yellow unit, this is not his meta because of that reason. So yeah, he's gonna struggle against a red unit, because what do you expect? And the same reason why Purple Bulla wasn't used much, or she wasn't as good enough, is because Ultra UI Goku will snipe her. Or better yet, any purple unit he gets his hands on. Because once he traps you in, that's it. Your purple unit is pretty much dead. And now I'm starting to see, for whatever reason, the community, they just hate GT. Or hate on units that can be solid, or good, or balanced, or unrunnable. People are just still, they down the unit because they're not good enough. They're not as toxic. They're not as broken as they wanted them to be. And then for that reason, they're automatically mid in their eyes. Like, if they don't do the things they want them to do, like destroy the unit within 3 cars, they're pretty much an L. An automatic L in their mind. And then I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, you complain that a unit on release can be balanced and solid and runnable, but nobody cries when a unit on release just literally makes the game unplayable or not safe in the environment. Like, for example, that Super Saiyan Gohan who was released with the purple cell months back. he was pretty underrated. And he wasn't terrible. Like, he's not as good as the Ultras, but he wasn't terrible. And then people just look at him and say, oh, he's not broken, he's mid, he's ass, he's an L. Or he's not toxic. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, do you guys really expect every unit on release to be broken? Like, is that what you're really thinking? Like, do you guys really want another Goku Black who his blue card can inflict 50% paralysis? Or do you want another Ultra Vegeta Blue who just removes your Vanish Gaze, lock your main, lock your blue card, and lock your rush each and every time he swipes in? Is that what you want? And the answer is no, because okay, if let's say they do decide that, alright, fuck it, let's not make the game balanced. And like, let's make Omega Shenron, who does the exact same thing as Ultra Vegeta Blue. He does the exact same thing. He locks you in, he locks your main, and he combos you for a long period of time. Or let's say they decide to release a new Bardock or something who does the exact same thing as the Ultra Goku Black, where he inflicts paralysis, poison, bleed, removes your buff each and every time. If they continue to release characters with those type of kits, abilities, like Super 17 or Ultra Goku Black or Ultra Vegeta Blue, what do you think's gonna happen? Like, what the fuck do you think is gonna happen? I'll tell you what's gonna happen. People are going to stop playing the game. They're going to uninstall the game and stop playing it because the game is unplayable. Nobody wants to deal with that. If they continue to release unbalanced characters, and worst case scenario, they would have to shut the game down because of that. If they decide to go that route or do not care about the game's balance. Like, I am so sick and tired each and every time they release a new unit that has a normal kit, who's balanced, who can be run, and solid. To them, it's not broken. To them, they're not good enough. To them, they're not toxic. And I'm going to say this, and I know people aren't going to like what I have to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is why the Dragon Ball Legend community is the absolute worst community out there. Because of that stupid mindset, the mentality that if a unit who's not broken, who's not toxic to be run on PvP, then that unit automatically suck. And that is absolutely stupid. And that's the mindset that people have in the community. Now, I'm not saying everybody was like that, because I know there are some good people out there. I know some people that are nothing like that at all. Like, they don't have that terrible mindset. They rather have fun with the game. And I applaud them for that. So I'm not targeting them. It's just the other people in the community, they're just... Good Lord, I don't know. Like, people got to me when I used and showcased the Super Saiyan Gohan that came out with the purple cell. People got on to me saying, what is wrong with you? Why are you running that unit? And it's because I think he's a solid character. He's not the greatest, but he's solid. And then they was like, nah, take him off your team. Where's Ultra VB? where's Goku and Bardock? And it's like, I don't have those characters. And you're saying that like he's the worst character to ever release, and I don't agree with that because he's not terrible. And like I said before, he's nowhere near a level of LF or an Ultra, but he's still solid nonetheless. But now with Super Baby 2, it's like, is he really that bad? Or is it that you guys just hate GT? Because GT is actually getting units that is long overdue for a buff. Like when they released Super 17, everyone and their mama cry and complain and whine on how annoying Super 17 was, how he does this, how he does that, how he's ruining the game, how he's ruining PvP. But then I was like, you guys didn't cry when Ultra Vegeta Blue removes your Vanish gauge when he swipes in. He locks your main, your blue card, and your rush each and every time that he comes in the battlefield. Nobody cried about that. Or no one cried when Goku Black and his blue card inflicts everything on you. Everything. You guys didn't whine crying about that. That's why I couldn't stand fighting Goku Black. I couldn't stand fighting UVB because of that. But nobody cried and complained when those characters does the exact same thing. Like if they release more GT units that literally does the exact same thing as Goku Black or UVV does the same thing, you're gonna cry and complain because it's GT. Like you guys acting like GT doesn't deserve anything, when you guys don't understand and realize that even though GT is not canon, it's still part of Dragon Ball. At the end of the day, it's still part of the series. Whether it's canon or not canon, GT is still Dragon Ball. Even though Toriyama has nothing to do with the series, God bless his soul, it's still Dragon Ball. And it's really stupid and asinine for people in the community to act like GT doesn't deserve anything. Like, in 2023, GT did not get anything throughout 2023. The last buff GT has ever gotten was Attack Force. That was it. No buffs, no nothing. It took them a full year to actually get something. Which is why the series is so neglected, because you guys don't care for it. And you guys don't realize that there are people out there that actually like GT. There's some people that do care for GT. Which is why if they started to release GT, who's absolutely broken, like Super 17, you guys are gonna cry. Like, you literally gonna complain and cry on social media of how broken this unit was and how broken GT will become. And yes, I said will become broken because guess what? 6th anniversary coming up. And who's saving for the Ultra for the anniversary? Ultra G4. If they release Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and he turns out to be the most monstrous, brokenest unit in the entire game, not only will it make GT number 1, but everybody in the community of Dragon Ball is going to start rioting and complaining because how broken GT is. Like, if it's not the unit that they like, that suited their tags or their teams, they're going to start complaining on social media. They're going to start saying, GT sucks, it don't deserve anything, GT should never ever get a buff. And that is why other tags and other characters that never ever get touch or buff, it's because of you. It's because of you guys in the community that are so toxic minded that if they started to release or buff different tags that actually needs help, you guys are going to start crying and complaining like children, like little babies, because other tags and teams are getting buff. Like I don't mind other tags getting buff. Take a look at the Ginyu Force. People say the Ginyu Force will never get a spark in rarity. And guess what? They finally got a sparking rarity, and they turned out the best team in the game. But unfortunately, you hardly see them because no one cares for them. But when I say this, the Ginyu Force are a very good team. Like, if they do the same thing with girls and Super Warriors, like if they do the same thing with them, like how they do with the Ginyu Force, they could be a very good team. But the issue is that the community, they're going to complain. They're going to complain because it's not the team they wanted, that doesn't suit them. And that pissed me off because, like, I would love to see other characters than just Future or Sans or Sun Family or movies get a buff. Like, I remember Future was getting buff left and right, over and over again, and nobody complained. And it was to the point where this is boring. Like, I would love to see other tags get help. And then people could be like, they're never gonna be girls team. There'll never be a Super Warriors team because they're not gonna do well. They're not gonna be a good team. And it's like, how the fuck do you know that? Do you work for them? Are you an employee to them? How would you know that? People say that with the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force will never be a sparking rarity. And you guys were proven wrong. They released a sparking Ginyu Force. So that tells me you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you guys don't work for Toshi. You guys don't know what they're doing, so you guys needed to shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, shut up. You guys don't speak for them. You don't work for them. They release whoever they want to release. If they release a girls campaign or whatever, and they decide to buff girls, then you guys better not start complaining, start whining when they turn out to be the most brokenest team in the game. Because sooner or later, they cannot, I repeat, they cannot ignore these tags and these characters forever. So you guys need to open your eyes and realize that. Even if you say they're not going to sell, sooner or later, they're going to get buff, whether you like it or not. And so with that, I think that's pretty much the end of the video, my rant. I figure I just want to get this off my chest and start talking about my personal frustration with how people in the community are just started downplaying or neglecting characters that, whether they're released, that are balanced or not, it's just stupid. And like I said earlier, we cannot expect every new character on release to be broken, because it would make too much sense. Because why would they release a character that's already broken, just release another one on top of that, and another one, and so on and so forth. That's going to make the game unplayable. And thank God they don't go that route, because if they did, I probably would never play PvP ever again. If they did. If they go that route that every new unit on release is utterly broken, like Super 17 or Ultra VB, I'm dead serious. And with that, I'm done ranting. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you not? Do you think I went a little too far with ranting? This is Fuda-san, and I'll see you guys later.